Hello everyone, it's Diane. I'm pretty excited to be able to show this journal to you. I kind of want to keep it for myself, but it's a Mary Poppins journal that I made for a friend who wants to give it to his mother. And it was pretty fun to make because I love Mary Poppins, and apparently she does too. I've never met her, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't know what a junk journal is, so I kept it pretty simple. I didn't do coffee dyeing, I didn't leave threads hanging. I left it pretty clean for her to enjoy, and I just hope that she really enjoys it. All of the images I got from either searching on Pinterest or from copying some images from my Walt Disney songbook that is pretty old. This is one of those that I copied from my songbook. So I just made it with a vintage red book cover. I Mod Podged these images on. Well, this is an image, and then these two pieces were just cut with scrapbook paper with my Big Shot. And I used Tim Holtz Tiny Word Magical. And I put daisy fabric on the spine because she has daisies in her hat, and then some pretty lace. I put some book corners on because the corners were frayed. Has 3 signatures. Inside, I used my new Tim Holtz Sizzix die, and I was going to show you the package, but of course I can't find it. My room is a mess, and I can't find the package, but it's, like I said, Tim Holtz by Sizzix, and it's called Stitched Slots. You can see it embosses while it cuts, so you can see it looks like little stitching lines all around it. So it cuts this and this, and it embosses that a bit too. So I just distress inked around the edges of this piece so it would stand out a little more. I think I'll have fun playing with this with different colors and using a contrasting color for the plate on it and things like that. So these are just tucked in. They come out. They can be written on. And she can write her name here. All of these tickets come out. This is an image that I found on Pinterest. Okay, so like I said, it has 3 signatures. This is an image from Pinterest, and I stitched it to some blue paper, blue cardstock, and then some white cardstock, very small framing out of that, just to give it some contrast from the background paper. And I zigzag stitched it with my new sewing machine. I love it. And there's an alterations tag in there with some seam binding. On the back of that page, to cover up the stitching, I glued this sheet of lined paper. And there's another image that I found on Pinterest. And because the events of this story take place in London, and particularly on Cherry Tree Lane, I put some pictures of houses and fences in there to represent Cherry Tree Lane. This could be the House of the Banks, I think. Some lace on the edge of that. And I used some fun fabrics in here. Again, the daisies, and there's some daisy trim up here. There's a journaling spot. Some stamping, and this is a little Mary Poppins book that I got at the flea market the last time I was there, not this past week, but last month. So I used all of the pages except for one spread, didn't go in, but I used 2 of the spreads in each signature. There's a little bit of light blue stenciling here. This came out of my songbook. I believe it was Leslie sent me this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous lace. And she sent me pieces in 3 different colors, so each signature got one little piece to make a pocket out of. It just makes me think of her in her, of Mary in her white frilly dress. This was a fun element that I found on Pinterest. It's a journaling page, and it says Mary Poppins and Bert. So I printed 3 of them and put 1 in each signature in one of these pretty lace pockets. I like the big floral patterns for this because it reminded me of her carpet bag that she took around with her. I used some fun washi tape. It's a little piece of ledger with a tab. Another page of the book, and some of the pages I decorated with washi tape. Again, this made me think of her pretty white dress. It was some of that gathered cotton fabric from Hobby Lobby. And in the center of each signature, I used a larger image and glued it. I stitched it in, but I had first glued it down on the edges to make pockets here. Put some flowers on the strings and some corner punched large index cards with some images tucked in. This one just has a stamp and some washi tape on it. Again, some fabric or some trim stitched to the edge. And then I just glued on some pieces from a notepad. Has the days of the week. It only goes to Thursday, but the other days are in here. Some more of that stenciling. This is another from a notepad, from that little pad. There she is with her para umbrella. There's another house on Cherry Tree Lane. This is a pocket made with some fabric and decorated with a strip of fabric and some crochet trim. And then there's a tag inside with another image of Mary. Again, alterations tag and another image from Pinterest. In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. I kept having all these different songs running through my head as I made this book. When I was working with this card, I had Let's Go Fly a Kite in my head. And this one was A Spoonful of Sugar, which are these two also. So I just kept switching around different Mary Poppins songs in my head while I was making this book. There's a little drawing of the parrot head umbrella. Here's some fabric with some more houses from Cherry Tree Lane. Maybe that's even a cherry tree there. There's a little rickrack at the top, some lace on the paper. This was from my songbook also, and I glued it on as a pocket, and this was from Pinterest. And here's the piece of blue. I think the first one was yellow. Again, it's the Mary Poppins and Bert journaling page. Another piece of the ruffled. This one has blue flowers on it. I did some yellow dotted stenciling on some of the pages. And here we are at the center here. And this one has the chimney sweep song. I love that dance. I love the song Chim Chim Cheree. And then they do Step in Time and do their awesome chimney sweep dance. I love that. And another journaling card. Makes me want to get out my movie and watch Mary Poppins. Maybe I'll have to do that tonight. There's the rest of the days of the week, and then I just added some small little post-it notes there for journaling. To-do list, some more houses. I hope I make it to the end of this book. My battery light is flashing. She looks very stern in that picture. This looks like her carpet bag, and I just put some pretty roses there and a little scrap of yellow fabric. Because they live on Cherry Tree Lane, I put this cherry fabric in here. This is her yellow measuring tape that tells her she's practically perfect in every way. This was from my songbook. Oh, the first one must have been pink. This one's yellow. Look at that paper. Isn't it so pretty? Yeah, I really like this book. And then the last center of the signature says, "First of all, I would like to make one thing quite clear. I never explain anything." And here's her measuring tape. Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way. Some more post-it notes decorating that page and giving room for journaling. And then in the back pocket, it's just a card that says supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So there's the Mary Poppins journal, and I'm going to have to give it up pretty soon, but I wanted to share it with you first. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.